So now we are going to assemble the stuffing box. Before assembling is to make sure it is cleaned completely. Cleaning in the sense you have to remove all the impurities, just blow air, clean it with diesel, perfect cleaning. So now check the spare parts with the maker's manual. So now we are removing we are opening a new spares. So first what we do is we have to assemble according to the drawing, so that you have to always keep reference of your assembly drawing and you can assemble accordingly. First thing is you have to assemble the scrapper ring. This is called a scrapper ring and this is what you call it as a lamella. Just put inside and just check the movement. So this is what you call it as scrapper ring. Usually whenever you are overhauling the stuffing box, either you have to renew the lamella. That will be the better way to do the overhaul, because sometimes lamella had a sharp end that get damaged, or sometime it get worn out. So it is always advisable to change the lamella. So first keep all the three parts in place surrounding the piston rod. After keeping it in place, you have to make sure it is assembled correctly. The main thing that you need to see here is you have to maintain a gap between the three pieces. That gap, how much gap should be there, will be indicated in the manual. So accordingly you have to keep that gap. So what we need to do, you have to match the cut, so that each has to be face each other. So after fitting it, next thing is you have to fit the spring. The fitting of the spring you have to do with the special tool, and again for scrapper ring it will be a different tension spring, and for the sealing ring it will be a different tension spring. So make sure you are using the right spares. So again you have to use the special tool, pull the end of the spring opposite. You have to handle it, pull it opposite way how our fitter is doing. The same way you have to do, and lock the end. The new spring will be always having a bit high tension, so be careful. So it is in place, just rotate and see, and the gap between these two pieces should be maintained. The gap, what is the gap mentioned, can be seen in the manual. So after fitting this, you can pull it up and keep it, because first comes the scrapper ring, and then 2 layer will be sealing ring, and the remaining 4 will be scrapper ring. That is how you have to fit. This is how you can see the assembly drawing. So for this is the way. First will be scrapper, second will be sealing, third will be also sealing, and next 4 will be scrapper. Make sure you are lubricating the piston rod nicely, so that when you lift the sealing ring or scrapper ring, it will go up very easily. So next is the sealing ring. Sealing ring will be of brass, and main thing is sealing ring, one set means one complete set will be having a 2 different component. Like I will show you now. That's what we are going to see now. Always just make sure it is fitted, it is in place properly. You can see the end, there will be a number. That number should match. This is how you have to match it. You can see the end number, so that I will try to focus this little bit closer. So 6677, like that number will be mentioned. So that number should be next to next. So that is how you have to match it. Now again spring, as I told, for sealing ring will be a different tension spring, and for scrapper ring will be a different tension spring. Usually for the scrapper ring the tension will be little bit high, and for the sealing ring the tension will be little bit less, and the thickness of the spring will be also very less. Again the same way, fit this sealing ring will be having a 2 sets, means 4 pieces plus 4 pieces, 8 pieces and 2 rings. Okay, so again the same way you have to use the tool opposite, pull it opposite, latch both the hook. You can see how much tough, how much tension is the spring is, so you have to do it very carefully. And again these are the gaps that you need to be very careful. You should not give more gap, you have to keep the gap as per the maker's specified value. So while you do itself you can make it easily. So now I am pulling it up, and again one more section will be there. The next section, this is also for the sealing ring, and this sealing ring will be having a small bit, and you can see a locking ring, and the one which we assembled before will be having a slot. This is a locking ring, and this locking ring should be, this is the gap which I am talking about. So all the pieces should be having that gap. This end is called the male part, and the one which we kept top is the female part. So these two combines to form one complete sealing ring. So this locking pin should get locked with the hole of the top female sealing ring. You can see the lock is there, you can see it has to engage properly inside the female sealing ring. So yeah, yes, this is what I said, it has to be get fitted into the slot properly. Yeah, that's all. So this makes one complete sealing ring set. The top will be the scraper ring, and again we box up another sealing ring. So basically what we do is you have to follow the drawing, so that you don't do any mistake in assembling. So most of the time the common mistake which we do is interchanging of the spring. Sometimes you fix the wrong spring for a scraper ring and wrong spring for the sealing ring. In that way you have to be very cautious. So always scraper ring will be having a little high tension spring, and sealing ring will be having a little low tension. So now what I do is, the next other scraper ring was just cleaning and changing the lamella for all the scraper ring, which I told earlier. Whenever you do the overall of stuffing box, always it is very essential to clean the scraper ring and change the o-ring. You have to just make sure all the grooves are free of any dirt, and just fix the lamella. This is how you have to clean, blow air, make sure the groove of lamella is free of any dirt, clean it nicely and fit the lamella. That is one main thing that you need to be little focused. So for all the scraper ring, just change the lamella, because this stuffing box will be in operation for the next 12,000 to 16,000 hours. So it is always advisable to change the lamella whenever you are doing the overhauling of stuffing box. So each part will be having 2 pieces of lamella, and if it is 3 parts, it makes 2. You can see there are 2 parts of lamella which I am boxing up, and yeah, this is how you have to change the lamella for stuffing box scraper ring. Again the same thing, we are boxing up the next 4 parts of scraper ring, same way, box it in place, lubricate it properly, change the spring. This is how you have to do it. I will show the number which I told earlier. Okay, but I couldn't able to. Yeah, you can see the gap also. And next, the new spring should be, say you have to use the tool opposite, pull it towards yourself and latch it. If be very careful when you are pulling the spring, and it's better someone holding on the end of the spring, so that if in case if it got missed out, the spring won't splashes back and cause injury. So that is what we are doing. We just hold the spring in the end, so in case of any, if it the tool get missed out, it won't splash back, because it is high tension spring. It may cause injury when we are using. So after fixing it back, again the same way, pull it up, put some lube oil, and after putting some lube oil, just pull it up and keep it near the next to sealing ring. So you can easily find out and just make some gap. This is what we are doing now, gap between two rings. So this ring gap will be mentioned in your manual. You can see first will be scraper, second and third is sealing, and fourth is again scraper ring. The same way you have to fix back all the other three scraper rings also. So yeah, okay. So nice, we are almost completed 50% of our job. So next, it is a little time consuming job, but when you do it and keep it ready, it will be very easy for us when you are doing your what do you call decarb. Because when you are doing the decarb, and at that time if you want to do the overhauling of stuffing box, and it will take a long time, because this stuffing box overall will take minimum 2 to 2.5 hours, because it is a little time consuming job. So it is always better, before when you plan the job, no, before when you plan for a decarb, always get one piston ready and stuffing box completely ready, so that when you remove one piston, the next piston is already ready, and you can put back into the unit and complete the job within the time period of immobilization which we got from the port. So that is the idea. So all is done now. Next is we have to box back the housing. So this housing putting back is also a little critical job, not very hard, but just all you need to do is alignment. Some engine makers, they will be giving a template for the for filling the means for fitting the housing, but for this engine we don't have the template. So all we need to do is we have to do it manually, like we have to little bit adjust up down up down up down, just push the housing and it will be in place. And make sure, as I say, properly cleaned, lubricated. Lubrication is very important, because when you push the housing, if the lubrication is proper, it will give a way for the housing to go inside. So this is what I told. You have to align little bit up down up down up down, and you have to fix it in a proper way. So now we are fixing in place, and put some lubrication oil, lube oil in all the groove way, and you just go closely to the seal rings, and you can adjust. You can see we are putting lube oil in all the slots, and our fitter is adjusting the stuffing box little up and down according to the groove in stuffing box housing. So okay, so we are in way of adjusting the seal rings and scraper rings. This video is quite lengthy video, but I thought of giving you some correct way of doing this stuffing box overall, and also that it will be easy for any new second engineers or third engineers or any engineers who want to know how to overhaul a stuffing box. So basically it is just idea, so that you won't get sudden surprise how to do. So this is how you have to adjust, and just give you a push. You can see all the grooves are in place. Once it is in place properly, you just give a little push and turn it upside down, and that's all. We are in way. Yeah, almost we are there. Little ups downs. You need to have a little patience to complete this fitting. You can see all housing is already inside. Very nice, we are done. Okay, just once the housing is inside, so what you can do is you can just turn it all the way around, so that yeah, this is how, just turn on 360, so that all the slot will be in place. Yeah, that's all. So if I do this, it will be easy for the next part of the housing to fix. So again, lubrication is very important. That is what we are doing, lubricating the scrapper ring area and housing. So next we are going to fit the next half of the housing. Okay, again the same way, just clean it properly, make sure no dirt, nothing is there, and fix it. Okay, you can see all new springs, clean lamellas, new sealing rings, everything in place. I said two different kind of spring for sealing ring and scrapper ring. This is what I told. Scrapper ring will be a little bit thicker, and sealing ring will be a little bit thinner. Okay, that's how. So next half is in place. Again, it will go in a very easy way because it's already in place, means it's already aligned. That's all, it is in place. So now you have to fit the bolts. So all the bolts should be in place properly. Tighten it and use proper tightening value for tightening the bolts and nuts, and that's all, nothing much. I believe this video must have given you some idea about how to carry out the stuffing box overall for main engine MAN B&W. And if you have any doubt how to in case of any doubt, you are always welcome to put in comment box, or you can straight away WhatsApp me. I can reply you. Thank you all. Thanks for watching. Keep supporting. Thank you.